I don't really watch documentaries, but I did watch one recently and I finished it. It's like a series. I wouldn't say I recommend it to people, but this part could be our banter, right? Like,
What's it called though? What's it
uh,
called?
it's called O.J. Simpson Made in America. Do you know of him?
No, let me
You
search.
don't?
OJ Simpson. Oh, I know now. Okay. Yeah. Once I see the picture and immediately.
Do you know what he did?
Kind of like I heard he's like people say he's guilty, but we
Dude,
don't know if he's
dude,
guilty or not.
probably fucking is.
Like, yeah, he probably is, but like I know there's like a controversy in this, but um
Okay. I am a really big pop culture person and a American history historian kind of person. So I like learning more about American history and like celebrities in America or like in all over the place, celebrities.
all over.
Uh, so this one's really interesting because it talks about OJ, right? But it didn't just talk about the trial itself where he got off, right? He was like rescued by his dream team, which contains Kim Kardashian's dad. Yeah, Robert Kardashian. Your eyes just shot.
Oh.
Um, the series was shot very in a very like so found footage way. Like there's a lot of like historical footage about like police brutality and black people in America, that kind of thing, and giving you the context of why O.J. Simpson was able to get off the crime. It's not just the team, it's also the cultural circumstances which he very much took advantage of, which I thought was interesting. But O.J. Simpson documentary was very ugly. Like not just it's just like the found footage and also some of the generic B-rolls are just so generic. It's even worse looking than like, the Love Island decor. It's just so ugly and terrible. And I'm a really like shallow person. Like I really
How could it be worse than the Love Island decor? That doesn't make sense.
it just
That
seems like a free, like royalty free kind of like B-roll thing that you just like
like
gather.
on the roll you just see Getty images.
Like
What
like in some shots there, like I know they're trying to do like a 转场, trying to okay, now we're going to the
transition?
prison.
Yeah. Yeah,
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 we're
yeah.
we're going to the prison, and then the prison is just like a generic shot, and then
Well, it's better than stay like giving a shot than just like doing it through audio with like a weird ass narrator.
like the documentary is like sponsored. It's shown on ESPN, which is pretty rich. Like you can afford a better aesthetics. You have no excuse. Like prettier documentaries exist.
There's a
Like
lot of documentaries on OJ Simpson though, I feel like. Which one did you watch?
I watched a super long one, which is miraculous for me because I haven't finished like any series in like a year or two because I have
Mhm.
zero attentional span nowadays. Well, this one's like four or like five episodes of like, you know,
Oh,
an
is
hour
it
and a half.
OJ Made in America? Is
Yeah,
that the
that one. Yeah.
It has really high scores on IMDb and Rotten
I
Tomatoes
don't
though.
know if I recommend it because I don't know. Like in this one, there is a really racist person, a really racist cop, and the documentary is portraying this racist cop in a very like honorable and
He's
I don't know,
like,
humanizing lens, which I hate because he's still doing pretty well nowadays, as I saw. But in the
oh, that's
documentary, he was like, "Oh my God, OJ ruined my life. I was a normal kid." Like, because he was the person who, like, the dream team
ah,
said he framed OJ because white cops historically had a history of framing black
mhm.
citizens
Yeah.
crimes. So that's the tactic the Dream Team was using, saying that this racist cop, and he had straight up like footage of him just using like the N-word, like him writing a racist script and sending it to other people, and that got out, and he like recorded himself like reciting the script. So there's like tons of evidence of him being a racist, and that's what the Dream Team took advantage of. They're like, this person framed O.J. Simpson. And the
Mm.
documentary got him to be also like interviewed and he was like TT, my life was ruined by this horrible framework. But
Framework.
he still has a fucking job. Like nowadays he has a job on like Fox News or something. So he's doing really well. but the like documentary framed it as if he,
That explains a lot of things if he's on Fox News.
you know what I mean? So it's like I don't know if I would like I like some things about this documentary, but definitely not the portrayal of the racist cop and also not the B-rolls that are super ugly. But that's the other documentary I've been watching. I wouldn't say I recommend it to our viewers, but it's just my life. It's things I've been watching, yeah.
Mm.
But
I, on the other hand, have only been watching a lot of Pokemon.
like the old episodes.
No, I watched the newer series.
Oh, there's a new series?
There's a continuously new series. Like
Yeah.
not the super new series, but the series that came out in was it 2016 or 2018? The Sun and
Okay.
Moon
Hmm.
series, Sun and Moon on Generation. Because recently one of my friends got me into playing Pokemon trading cards, but the pocket version, so it's on my phone and
Okay.
it's free, but I already spent money on it because it's just a gacha game. And this is the
Uh-huh.
first time I've ever spent money on any game. And everyone doesn't believe me because they feel like you play a lot of games. How can you like this is your first time spending money in game? I'm like, yeah.
You are a Taurus. It makes sense.
But then it was like, this is too good to pass by. I want more draws. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like
those
you
cards.
open the packets and you like slice it open and stuff like that. I was like,
It's
I need more of that.
SSR. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
I,
fell into their trap.
they're
Um,
terrible. They're terrible money hungry grabbers.
it's just a money grabbing game. That's what it is. And but I got back into Pokemon again, and then I'm like binge watching Sun and Moon. But then I'm trying to like say like, okay, I didn't waste my time. I actually did something with it. So I watch it in English, like it's dubbed in English because I can't stand it dubbed in any other language. And then
Gotcha.
I have the French subtitles because I'm trying to learn French right now. And it actually works because it's a kids show.
Uh-huh.
It reinforces like super easy
What
words.
about
I'm like,
the French dub? Have you tried that or
oh, it
no?
sounds super weird. It sounds super weird. And Ash is called Sasha for some reason.
Huh? Okay. What about the Ash in English? Is it just Ash or
Yeah, it's just Ash. Like Ash is just Ash for English. Um, but I forgot what the Japanese was. Like Satori?
I don't know. I am a Digimon girl. I am not a Pokemon girl.
I don't know that much Digimon. I did watch some Digimon, but it was mostly Pokemon for me.
Right. I think
But yeah.
my attentional span cannot just do like 500 episodes of world building. It will just wreck me. So I can't. Like Digimon is like much more friendly for my.
But wait, I thought like Digimon had more world building.
It's like multiple seasons. So like each season adds on to the previous. Like there's new stuff going on, but you don't have to keep in mind because each season is its own story. So it's yeah.
Oh. But it's like that for Pokemon too, kind
But
of.
isn't it like 500 plus episodes or no?
No, but like for each season, Ash moves into like a whole new region, and
Oh,
then like he only has Pikachu, right? And then he starts new with the Pokemon in that area and meets new people and has new people to travel with.
oh, okay. I didn't
And
know
then
that.
it's the new story, and it's cool. But it's like sometimes you watch it and you're like, I can't believe I watched so much of this as a kid. Like this is kind of dumb, but
Yeah.
a little bit dumb. But like the battles are still pretty nice. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think the things we watch as kids definitely like shape us to, the current us in a way.
Spend money in gacha games
I
later
mean,
in life.
no, that's you. That's you. But I'm thinking specifically season 3 of Digimon because that's like one of my favorite like TV series ever as a kid, Digimon season 3, where the ending like it was so traumatic for me, which also kind of like relates to the film that we're gonna talk about today, where the ending is straight up because oh no, I'll tell you like all these kids they found their Digimon, but like one of the leading characters who was my crush at the time, his father was like a tech bro and stuff, and he's like to maintain order in the human world, the Digimon must be transported back to the Digimon world. So like all these people, all these kids are forced to say goodbye to like all the
No,
Digimon.
no.
Like one of the kids, like he created his
Wait, who was
Digimon
your crush?
from
Can you tell
scratch.
me?
I can tell you, I don't. fuck, what's his English name? I just Googled it yesterday, actually. What's his English name?
Why?
I don't
Wait,
know.
just tell me like the hair or something. Like,
It's blue. The hair is blue. It's
I don't
season
remember.
3.
Okay, I is it a main character?
It's a main character.
I don't remember anyone having blue hair. Oh,
In
oh,
season
that
3.
dude.
Yeah, he's
I do not remember
something
him.
Lee, but in English it's really weird. Let's see. Because
Uh,
you probably
eh,
haven't watched the season because it's not the mainstream season, you know? Like
it's not.
it's not a
Okay, I haven't
mainstream.
even seen this character before, to be
Henry
honest.
Wong. Yeah, that's his English name. It's
It
terrible.
sounds like he's from Hong Kong.
Yeah, he is, but his yeah, he is from Hong Kong. Yeah,
Wait,
martial
what's your
arts.
favorite Digimon? I need to know now.
Probably his Digimon because it's cute. And also like Shou, it's also one of my faves. But you probably don't know these people because they're all from season 3. Um
Wait, can I ask you a question real quick? Like, um, for Digimon, like one of the most, I'm gonna say traumatic, like one of the trippiest episodes for me that I still remember to this day.
okay.
It's like it involves, this is like trivia time, see if you know, like this flying bed in the night.
Okay.
And I think there's a Digimon and one of the main characters on it. And it's like a dream, but not a dream. And the super bad antagonist, like that's black and has like long claws or whatever. Like, do you remember that guy? Super tall, super black.
Like 地狱天使兽, something like that.
I don't know. Oh, it says it's oh, is this what it is? Devimon.
Debbie?
Devi.
Debbie,
Devi.
like the devil.
Devimon. Yeah, Devimon. Can you search Devimon
I
like really
did,
quick?
yeah.
Are we on the same page? And then there's like Devimon in like the distance or something, like outside of that scene though. And then they're like the main characters and the Digimon are like trekking into this new area.
Mm-hmm.
And or is that just like the main song, like the theme song? Like one of the I don't know. But like Devimon is in the distance and then they're like trekking into this place
Uh,
and there was a flying bed in the night.
I don't remember it because like
That's all I remember.
which season was this? Is this
I have
season
no
1
idea.
or 2?
I don't remember. I was so scared of Devimon as a kid.
I mean, it makes sense. He's like a bat. He looks like a bat.
So scared of him.
Yeah. But like, speaking back to like the episode that traumatized me, like, can you imagine even like for like the thing that's the most heartbreaking is like some of these kids they met their Digimon as a tiny kid, like even like on like in games you're playing it, they're like, combating to your side and then you're forced to say goodbye to them. And like the protagonist, the main protagonist, he created it from scratch. He like drew it and then it came to life and then he was, forced to say goodbye to it. Like to me it's so traumatizing as a kid, saying goodbye to something when you're not ready to. But that's just, being no longer being a kid. Like if eated me out of childhood, that episode. I grew up without being ready because I was like, okay, I wasn't ready to do this, but they showed you this thing and then you're forced to say goodbye to the past in a way.
Oh my God.
It was just super traumatizing for me. Um,
But I
okay.
remember like watching a lot of like these things, and sometimes, they're like, love can heal everything. And sometimes like it's like one of the classic tropes, like even in books,
Uh-huh.
someone's hypnotized or mind controlled. I used to love that trope. I wrote it in my like stories too. And then, like love, it makes that person pull through and come
Uh-huh.
out of that mind control. And they're like, oh, what have I been doing? And then it's like you need to talk them out of it. And now like I just look at that, I'm like, yeah, I watched a bit too much of that. But it helps, like it makes you think positively, like naive sometimes in a way, but for you, like I guess I feel like I never felt like Digimon that much because I felt like it was drawn more scarily than Pokemon.
True, true.
So
It has
yeah.
more like adult themes, I think. Like truly, like I I've been slowly trying to rewatch season three, and there's just so many things. There's like Aristotle, there's like Noah's Ark, like a lot of like philosophical themes in the thing.
Damn, I didn't
Yeah,
know that was that deep.
like as a kid, surely I didn't grasp anything. I was so in love with Henry Wang that like I could overlook other things. But
Um,
nowadays, like it's so like deep. It wasn't like made for kids. Like, and season three of Digimon was known to be like an adult themed like piece of anime because it's so like heavy. It has a lot of shit. Yeah.
yeah,
About
I
like
didn't watch that far.
all
I'm
good.
glad I didn't. I would have been traumatized too.
All good.
But I like Palmon, I think. I like Palmon because it was like
How
the
much?
most feminine looking one, if you know
Yeah,
what
it's
I mean.
probably season one with the blonde girl, right? I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a
I
yeah.
don't like, what is that? Gomamon or Agumon? Because they're both like
Yeah.
dinosaurs, and I wasn't into
Like
dinosaurs.
I haven't watched season one and two for like, probably 20 years, but like seeing these mons, I still remember their owners. I still remember who they're paired with. Just off the look. That's
Like
how like
childhood memories run so deep. You never know, like when you
yeah.
just suddenly randomly remember things, and
For
you're either happy about it or traumatized by it.
sure. Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, we
I
strayed a bit too far. It turned
no no
into
I
a fun section.
I don't know
Oh,
why, but like a lot of these things that we just spoke of, they are relevant to the film to me in a way, in a deep way. Um, so we don't know which episode we're on currently.
I have no
Um,
idea.
and you might be surprised again about what we're gonna talk about. But
But this week we're taking a break from Love Island season 6 USA and we're jumping into a documentary, something
yeah.
that we've never tried before. And
Mhm.
it's called The Gleaners and I,
Mhm.
a French documentary by the director
Agnès Varda.
as
All
shown
good.
in V's background. That's a
All
really
good.
interesting background.
Um, yeah, it's not from this film. It's from another one of hers, which is one of my favorite documentaries ever.
What's it called?
It's The Beaches of Agnès. She is very like self-reflexive in a lot of her works, which
Mhm.
I'm sure you've gathered from
Yeah,
this one or gleaned from this one. Um,
yes.
um, she does it a lot, like including herself and a lot of like reflections and mirrors and stuff. So, definitely part of her trick, I would say. We were thinking of like new video ideas, and we got this film from like what is it? Like the New
The
York
New York
Times.
Times Best Movies of the Century,
Yeah, of this
21st century?
century,
Oh,
21st century, and not gonna lie, it's been on my watch list for a long time because Agnès Varda is one of my favorite directors.
I really liked her. Like, it's my first time watching this, but it's amazing how even through a documentary, like I've never seen a documentary filmed this way, where she is also not just like the filmmaker, but also like a part of the whole thing. So
Mhm.
for the first scene where I saw her, like when I saw her voice, like asking something off script and it being featured in there, or like she asking something, catching like the interviewee off guard, I was like, oh, this is so new. Like I've never seen anyone do that. It's
Mhm.
usually just, one of those like Netflix styles where someone like asks like a very structured question and then the other person gets all emotional and starts crying. It's usually that. But for this one, this was like off the spot. It was like friends talking. It was like you were a part of the journey. It honestly, like to me, it felt like a super long vlog.
It also felt like a Pokemon journey or Digimon journey.
Why?
You know what I
Well,
mean? Like, the way you describe the Pokemon thing, like, this unlocking new maps and like meeting new people,
yeah,
talking to new people and seeing new crops,
true. That's true. Yeah.
in a way it is kind of because you're locking your own adventure as you're like viewing as she is like trying to unlock the adventure as we watch in a way. It's kind of like
Mhm.
we're watching it in time because you don't know where it's gonna lead you to, and it's like she doesn't even know too. You can like see from her that she's doing it in a very spontaneous way. Um,
Yeah.
and I think it's
Very
super
on the whim,
refreshing.
yes.
Yeah,
Hmm.
because I think the OJ one I talked about, right? Like it's super structured, and watching it, I felt super manipulated, and also like I was wondering at what point did the documentary decide what the theme is gonna be, what the conclusion, what the moral story is gonna be. At what point does like the documentar this do they decide like at the very beginning before they interview every person, or is it like more discovering along the way? And I feel like for her, it's definitely the second option. But I think for a lot of these more serious documentaries, it's definitely they know what they're gonna say. They know the conclusion it's gonna be, so they edit the other irrelevant
Yeah.
part out to get at a unifying answer, which is more of the other documentaries, which is part of why I don't like documentaries because I end up feeling like a bit, manipulated and also like they're being so subjective. They have a single point, but this one it's more, I don't have a single point. I just have like, you know,
You glean your ideas from
yeah,
the whole thing.
yeah,
And
I
it's
agree.
interesting because it's like she weaves her entire being and her personality
Hmm.
and her talent into this documentary. And you see all of that seeping through without her having to say too much or edit too much. A lot of it is, like you said, like super spontaneous, and but it works.
It does for sure.
Yeah, it
I
works
think
very well.
I think for other directors it might not have worked. For her, like, um, she is a very spontaneous person, I'd say. Like the film, my background here, The Beaches of Agnès, it is also very her. Like she loves having like people's portraits
Hmm.
as a still or like as like she loves filming them for a bit and then after that like portrait of their her interviewees, she will interview them. It's like she provides dignity for every single person she's interviewing and giving them their own airtime. Um, and also like she loves has the people she loves on screen, like the in this one she has like the composers of her film and like her friends on film. Like she loves doing that as well in all her films. Um, and there's this other thing, like she is aging and she is
Mm.
confronting that aspect in a lot
Yeah,
of her films, especially the later ones.
we see it in here too.
Which I appreciate a lot. She isn't afraid of being like, okay, I'm talking about myself now. Like she isn't afraid of being like kind of narcissistic, which she like, said.
Doesn't come off as egoistic or
No,
narcissistic.
but like it's just like it works, when
It
she's
works, yeah.
inserting herself into it, even when it's just like, oh, my hand, like I'm
Mhm.
using my one hand to film my other hand, and like I'm worried and that kind of thing. And even if it's not super, is it related to gleaning? What do you think? Aging and gleaning. Are they like
No, I feel like it is because like in the one of the end scenes, she had her like the bunch of tomatoes that she
oh, true, true,
harvested
true.
in the
True, true,
beginning and
true.
it was rotting away. And she was like, I like video like taping things that are molding, decaying, rotting.
True, true,
I like
true.
that kind of thing.
True.
It's like she's sort of making her statement like I'm not scared of whatever's going on. Like this is a natural process, but people are wasting stuff kind of.
True, true. You're right, I think. Yeah. Spot
So cute that she has like she got all the heart-shaped ones.
And she was like she cut the other guy off. She's like, "Give me that." It was
Oh, I
so,
forgot about that.
you know, it was so like sudden and like, breaking the fourth wall. Like she like
Yeah.
walked off screen and just grabbed it. It was that's me. Like when I'm thrifting. Like give
Give it
me
to me.
that.
I saw it first.
Cléopâtre, je vous idolâtre.
Like I feel like now I can use gleaning as a way to see life, a way of like, you know, it like interpreting life because I shop so much, but in the past I also thrifted a lot, as you know, like I was a big thrifter before moving to Shanghai. Um, and today actually like everything I wore, like these things and this, they're all thrifted. I did it like intentionally because I wanted to,
Aw.
connect
Wait, let me see your
with
necklace.
I thrifted this in Japan.
Oh, not
Yeah.
it's pretty.
Yeah, like I'm an intentional thrifter, intentional gleaner. Like even though these are all used and everything, there is still beauty within everything that's used in
Of
people's
course.
trash. So like it's part of my past, a major part of my past, I think. So seeing a lot of these people like making art too, using like things that are deemed waste and like trash, it's just something that I personally do as well. And I was just really amazed. And watching like
Another layer, yeah.
like in one of the scenes where Varda was interviewing like a lawyer kind of person, and the person was like, if they glean for pleasure, they lack a certain pleasure. I like wrote in my notes, fuck you. I thrift for fun. Clothes ain't cheap. Like I wrote in my notes. Because like, what do you mean if you glean for pleasure that you don't have pleasure otherwise in your life? Because that's just like super privilege. Like we can't afford just like buying.
Remember this line. I feel like it was translated different in my
Did you
thing.
watch the Mandarin version or?
No, the English version. Like he was standing in a field of cabbage. Was that
Mhm.
the one?
Yeah,
Was
yeah.
that?
Because Varda was interviewing and he's like, based on the law back in 1554, only the poor can glean without
Yeah.
punishment. And then Varda was like, what about people who just glean for pleasure? And he's like, if they glean for pleasure, then they lack a certain pleasure.
I thought it was more like if you glean for pleasure, then you glean for pleasure, then you get pleasure out of it. That's also fine. Like,
No, I'm pretty sure because I took it. Yeah, I took the
oh
notes
wait, I need to go back and revisit it right now because I kind of remember where it was. I really want to see it
around the
again.
middle.
Ne manque de
Those who
rien,
want for
mais qui
nothing and
glanent
glean
par
just for
plaisir.
fun.
Bien, c'est comme s'ils
It's
avaient
the same as if they needed
besoin de quelque
something to
chose pour
eat.
manger. S'ils glanent
If they glean for fun, it's because they have a need for fun. So if the requirements and the
sans
times are
respecter, si les
adhered
heures sont respectées,
to,
ils peuvent
they
glaner
can glean as the poor
comme
used
les
to.
pauvres d'autrefois.
Yeah, the second part is what my translation was, but the first
But
part I'm
wasn't.
fucking sure because I took it word for word, like,
I was like, I don't even remember that. So maybe
and I
it's
re
the translation issue.
maybe the French viewers let us know which one is correct because
Yeah, which one is correct?
I was
I don't know
maybe
enough French to
crucifying.
translate that.
Maybe I
Yeah.
was crucifying the poor man for nothing, but like if I was right, then fuck you.
No, I felt like he said it in like a very good way, and then she was like, "Thank you," and like, "You're welcome," and he was like, "Let me take a stroll through the cabbage
I
field," and
I
they
took
were
it
happy.
as a haughty, mighty person. You wasted my time, and then I'm gonna walk off. Like,
Oh, okay, that was two very different takes.
okay,
Um, I thought it was like, if you glean for pleasure, then you glean for pleasure. You can glean the same as other people do. That's like,
okay. I mean, that's me, yeah. But also, it's economical because clothes ain't cheap. Like,
yeah, like I like what I thought about watching a lot of this was how it reminded me of one my grandpa and one myself. Like my grandpa, he is so good at salvaging things. Like it's
mm,
insane. And he does it for fun. Like he goes on walks every day because he has diabetes and he has to go on like super long walks because he refuses to get like the injections and stuff.
mhm.
And then on his long walks, sometimes he'll just stroll around and a lot of people like just throw their stuff outside near the garbage dump.
Yeah.
Be like small cabinets or just like, a vase or whatever, whatever. But my grandpa has this like super ability where when he like feels like the home like needs something.
Mhm.
Like, okay, this is like a blank spot here. It would be nice if we had like a little cubby, like a little cabinet to
Uh,
fit this like little corner.
mhm.
And then he doesn't take like a ruler or anything. He just like kind of goes about like looking at with his hand, measuring out with his hand. Okay, it's about that big. And then he goes out and gets a cabinet that's like it fits exactly into that spot. It's insane. Like he's done this so many times. Like a lot of the little bits of furniture that we have, including like the stands for the flowers, some flower pots, and just like some old furniture in general, he's all like took it from these like places where no one wants them. And once he even took home a really expensive like watch. Um, that was like in the garbage, and it was there with a bouquet of flowers. Clearly, there's a story there. Like the thing was gift wrapped, and he was like, "Oh, this is interesting," but he didn't take the flowers home because the flowers are already like rotting.
Yeah.
And he took like the little baggage home, and we opened it, and we like searched it on like an app, and we were like, "Oh my God, this is an actually expensive watch. What did you take home?" It was so
Gleaners,
fun.
gleaners, finders, keepers, gleaners, keepers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he gave it to my grandma as a gift.
I'd
They're like, here you go.
love
Yeah.
to see a resourceful gleaner. Oh, you said the film also reminded you of yourself. In what ways?
Oh yeah, I glean for pleasure, like for sure. I remember I have to move here, not quite a lot, but like I do need to move, right? And
Mhm.
sometimes, even back in high school, remember, like when we had to clear out the dorms and
Yeah.
we had to move to another dorm,
Mm.
I would start foraging. I would just like go through the different floors when the teachers aren't looking, and
Uh-huh.
then just like look through stuff. Like one out of a very toxic curiosity, and two because I want to see like, ooh, is there anything I can take? And once like I'm a big fan of One Piece, and then
Mhm.
once I went upstairs to like a senior's room or whatever, and then there's just like heaps of garbage in all of the rooms. People throw out so much things that they can't take. And then I fished out a One Piece manga, and it had like a super good poster inside. And I still have that poster. It's like those moments where I'm like, this is so strong. Like that rush of dopamine, it's uncomparable. And even here, like sometimes I remember there's like the place that I used to live, there was like it was like I was one wall away from a garbage dump for the dorms.
Uh-huh.
And
Hey,
sometimes
wait, I
when
remember. I think I lived there for a bit for with you, right?
yeah, you lived there with
Yeah.
me. Yeah, exactly. You were there for a week.
Yeah.
And then people would throw their like junk. It's not allowed, obviously. Like you have to take bigger pieces of junk elsewhere. But
Hmm.
sometimes like they throw big like mattresses or lamps or whatever there for people to like pick up or whatever, vacuums even. And
Hmm.
then I was like, okay, we should go from I needed furniture at that time. I was like, we should go from spot to spot to these dumpsters and just find everything we need. But no one wanted to go with me because it was summer and it was really hot. But like at dusk after the sun sets, you can see like there was this big red van that
Hmm.
drives around and frequents that place so often. I recognize it. Like there's a couple in there and then they just like start grabbing stuff to
Mm.
sell or to, I don't know, but it's really interesting. And sometimes like, okay, I'm gonna leave this here. I'm gonna pick it up later. And then that thing is gone. Like
Yeah,
usually the
probably.
good stuff, and you never know.
Yeah.
And even like when I lived in Arizona as a kid, like with my parents,
Hmm.
we didn't have furniture. It was like they were, my dad was a broke student and my mom was just there. And then we would just like go from like dumps to dumps and find like furniture that could be used, like perfectly fine furniture too.
Hmm.
But people probably just moved because there were a lot of like university students living there too.
Hmm.
And they would just like, throw it away. And then my mom would just like um, leave it out in the sun for quite a bit to make sure that there were no any bugs and
Hmm.
spray them off a bit. And then until it was like safe, she washes it a little bit and brings it home. And then a lot of like our sofas and whatever are from that and they work perfectly. So I feel like it's a great way to reduce waste, you know, like
Yeah.
it's great. You get a thrill out of it when you get something that, you know, fits just right or you can use it totally fine.
Hmm.
It's a
Dude,
steal.
I think it works. It's nice to hear a story like that from you because it seems like gleaning for you guys is like it's not like something that's without dignity. It's something that you do, and it is a great way to reduce waste and also be economical, like for yourselves, you save money that way. But for me, like it is very much like stigmatized in my family. Like even when I thrift and
Oh,
stuff, like getting things back home, like my mom will just like criticize the heck
they
out
don't
of
like
me.
you thrifting?
They don't like me thrifting. Yeah, they are like, this is so cheap. This is very like cheap material. Like I still remember as a kid when I like bought something from Zara, I just like the pattern of like a dress that my mom saw like, or she touched the fabric because she was pretty good at like gauging what fabric things are, and she's like,
Hmm.
you
Yeah,
probably
moms always have this super ability. Like,
yeah.
like
And like she touched and then she just like, huh, she just like grunted and she's like, you probably deem this to be too cheap and too low and it's recycled cotton or something. And then like I was a kid, how would I know that recycled cotton is not good for myself? And also it's not good. It's perfectly fine, And I
yeah,
as a
how is
kid,
recycled cotton not good?
I don't know.
Like
And
it's still cotton.
like I as a kid only cared for like style and like looking good. So I wasn't like looking at fabrics. And like still to this day, I feel like recycled stuff is even preferred for me because I feel better buying them, knowing that I haven't
It's a
caught any.
selling point now. Like if you
Yeah.
go to like bigger brands, they're like, "Ooh, this pair of pants is made from recycled material," and they
And
like
it's 200
categorize.
bucks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, exactly. I went shopping the other day, and then I went to this like, Aloe, like that brand, that
Yeah.
new brand that's like, oh,
Yeah.
we're so bougie and we have like this for like these white girls or
Like
whatever.
like bamboo pants or like recycled bamboo fibers. Like a lot.
Yeah. And I tried one on and it was like, it was great, but I'm super annoyed at the fact that it's not like all inclusive body shape, whatever. And I asked, they don't offer like, what's it called again?
Taylor.
Alterations.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, they don't offer alterations and they only have extra long and normal. And their pants are already super long.
Uh-huh.
And then I was like, okay, fine. And I walked out. But in reality, I was looking at the like price tag. I was like, like, I'll come back later when my legs grow longer, maybe. Walked off. But it's insane. It's like recycled material. Well, I don't know. Are we paying for the recycling process? Is that it? Like, why is it so expensive?
That's like I mentioned earlier that I don't really thrift or like do secondhand shopping in Shanghai anymore. There are many reasons, but one, secondhand stuff in Shanghai is expensive as fuck for no reason. Like you thrift in like even New York and things are reasonably priced, like the secondhand stuff. Because a lot of like the Goodwill places they're like
Mhm.
more for charity and not for profit. So they just,
Yeah.
sell you at a decent price and everyone can be happy.
Yeah.
But in Shanghai it's, privately owned and a lot of people they just sell things for profit. Um, and that's why a lot of things are so expensive. And even when the material isn't good at all, but that's all you get.
Mhm.
I still remember like 3, 4 years ago in Beijing, I was like visiting and I like searched online for like a charity, like a Goodwill sort of like garage store. And it was like so far away from where I was living. So I had to bike all the way over there and I got a lot of goods for cheap. Um, but on the way back home, it was raining and I had to bike and I was wet and all my clothes that I salvaged or gleaned were wet too. And that was like 3, 4 years ago. And the sad part is, a lot of the things I got from Beijing that I gleaned from Beijing for cheap, they were lost. Like, I think,
Oh,
I told you about like my parents moving and like a bunch of my clothes went missing and they claimed that like the movers took them or something and a lot of stuff I thrifted and cleaned they were just part of the past and like some clothes I can still like recall in my brain even and then like every single time I do it kind of aches because kind of like Varda, these things are containers of a memory, right? Like I see this, I recall where I got it from, and I recall the feelings. and why I got it. I recall all these things because they're bears in my memory, and then a
I
huge
can
chunk
completely
went.
understand that. It's
Yeah.
like me with my stuffed animals, like exactly. Like if someone threw away my stuffed animals, I'd be so mad. Like because yeah, each of them has a story. Like I know you wouldn't name them or like, give them backstories and stuff for your clothes, but it's the same idea, right? It's like this was a part of me and part of that moment, and
Mhm.
it'll never come back to me again, even if it was like I bought another one. Like it's
Mhm.
not just the same one anymore, right?
Mhm. Yeah, like the clothes I got from Beijing wasn't, expensive as I said it, but like I labored all the way. I biked like an hour there because like the nonprofit places are so like far in between, and you can only like go out of your way to get those cheap and good stuff. And that's just the case of thrifting in China, anyways.
Toutes portes ouvertes.
Trying to go back to the video or like the
Oh
film.
yeah, we started to
No, I like
oh,
when I forget which vegetable it was. Maybe it was the potatoes or something else. So the harvest season is over, but there's all these like leftover potatoes, and we need to like announce to the people that you can come and glean. So it's like kind of like that is a charitable act in it of itself, like letting people know that there's free stuff. I just don't understand why like these like farmers, people who collected them and they just they dumped the leftovers on the field and not letting other people know that it's available out there. I don't understand why you
I don't
can't like
understand it either. I
you know
feel
what
like
I
a
mean?
lot of people might just feel like it's a hassle, especially in the 2000s. You probably have to spend money to post like a
You can just
newspaper.
write. You can just use your pencils and just
I don't know. I don't
you know
know.
what I
Like,
mean? You can just paste these things on like I don't know, walls and like the villagers can just come and grab. There's like tons of potatoes and other stuff being like, I don't know. And to me, it's also interesting because I never think about gleaning. I never th think about farming, being a city girl myself, and I can't really raise any plants in my home, so I don't think about these things.
mm,
But like I didn't think about, these potatoes contain or like the different vegetables have different class values, like different class is attached to different vegetables, like grapes, if you can like make wine out of it, then you don't want people to glean because they might be your competitor. I never think about these sort of things. And why are like different vegetables having different class? It's just fascinating to me that people attach value to certain things and they become more expensive. And then, as a result, like grapes, the first batch are just wasted. And then the second batch, the find or like the gleaners, what's the name? The gleaners batch or the finders batch? Like
I don't remember, but yeah, I know
you
what
know
you
what I
mean.
mean? That
Yeah.
batch is free game because the wine will be cheap from the second batch. And
I
as a
feel like
person with no wine taste, I sure as hell wouldn't know the difference from the.
I might be super biased, but I feel like a part of why it's so common and so much food is going to waste in like European countries. Like I don't understand it. Wait, like European countries, like they've gone through famine, but it was like maybe too long ago for them to actually remember what the costs were and how
Mhm.
many lives are taken and how much famine, sucks in general and is inhumane. There's so many people starving right now, and they're wasting tons of food that could feed like thousands, millions of people, and it's insane to me. But I feel like in China, it's not this is not propaganda. This is not propaganda, but
Mhm.
it's like it's the truth, right? Because it's ingrained in our brains. Like we study this when we're kids, like poems that say no waste, should eat all of our food. This was like the hard work of like
Yeah,
like farmers,
汉语和大夫.
exactly.
Yeah.
Because our grandparents, they've starved before. They know what famine was like. A lot of like our great grandparents or grandparents, they know what it's like to, like eat foods that are less than ideal and not have enough oil to buy or not enough meat to eat. Like they understand that. So that's why I feel like in China, this might not be a practice because no matter how ugly the food is or how weird it's shaped, etc., etc., it'll be received by people that need it in the end,
There
and
is,
it will be just wasted.
you reminded me of like a app in America. I forget what the name was, but back in New York, I was using it because they were like they pick out the ugly stuff that like the merchants don't like, and they like put them in a
Yeah, we
box.
have it here too. It's
What's the name?
for us, it's called Odd Bunch.
Maybe it's that's it. I think. Do you
The
use
Odd
it?
Bunch. I've never used it. I want to use it.
Uh-huh. I think it's
Yeah,
good.
I feel like it's really good. Yeah, it's like it's not like it's not edible. It's like it's just ugly. Who cares?
Yeah, it's just ugly. Exactly. But what you said reminded me of like there was a huge scandal back in 2021 in China about like idol survival shows.
Which
Okay.
one?
So I'll just say it back there, and then there was this show called 青春有你 where like
I never
the
watched it in Chinese.
okay. All good. But for these shows, you need to vote for the people you want to debut. But to do that, you need to buy milk. You need to buy like milk.
Oh
And
shit.
then for the milk, the voting barcode or something is inside. So you need to empty out each bottle to get the code because they want to make sure you buy the milk, right? So that's why they put it inside.
Fans are insane. Like fans are stupid.
No, that's not fans. Like it's yeah, that's the 后话. That's the that's the result of these hungry corporations wanting to ensure that fans buy these milks and then vote because the design is to make you waste the milk, right? Because if you want to gather the most vote for whoever you want to vote for, you gotta have the
Because it
most
has
milk.
to be inside, or else like if it's outside, then people will just use it outside.
Vandalize, yeah. But
Yeah.
no, like there are better ways, I think. Like you can, I don't know. I just think there are better ways for you to waste all this milk. And the huge scandal being like the top vote getter, the top person to debut, like the fans were exposed for like dumping
Who
tons
was
of
it?
milk. It was Yu Jingtian. He was Canadian.
I don't know.
His fans were exposed for doing that, and that's why like 选秀 isn't a thing in China anymore because it's just so wasteful. It's so wasteful.
Good.
Like
That's good. 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 I just hate like super dumb fans that would do this, you know? It's like so like
like I for me like yeah, but also I think it's the show's fault. It's capitalism's fault. It's also
yeah,
corporations.
don't do it on food.
Like don't do it on food, truly. You can buy different stupid shit like magazines and stuff. It wastes paper, but maybe some other recycled material. That like if you want
Just
to be
like
better,
digital coupons or like
yeah.
postcards or something.
Like if you wanted to bet like if you want to be kinder to the environment, there are better ways to do it. It's clear that they don't give a shit about the environment. That's why so much waste is being produced. And it's just a shame, really. Like, yeah, it was a shame. Yeah, so that's a huge scandal.
China's pretty good about like trying not to waste things because there was like a whole movement back a few years ago when we were like in middle school or high school where like, you know, you should eat all of the food in your plate. Like it was
Yeah,
a thing,
光盘行动.
countrywide thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like a huge thing and there were like so many ads, like charity ads and whatever, and it became a whole thing because you know the dude said it was a whole thing. And so I don't want to mention the names or anything, but like people followed it, people listened to it, and that's like a really good example. And also like I still don't understand why people here in Western countries, like, what's the deal with your super big
But
skyscrapers and just like leaving the lights on all the time? Like no one's in there. And you get off work so early. What's the point?
yeah,
Why?
yeah, no, I feel you. Yeah, that was definitely a cultural shock to me. Like when I first, studied in America, even like the place I was studying at, it was super small. Like the towns were like tiny, but like uh, my friend and I were taking a stroll at night, and then we were so confused because all the lights were on. Even the small like merchants, they were like clearly gone by 5 p.m., but everything was on. Everything was on, and we were so
I don't understand that at all. The individual can only do so much. And I feel like a lot of this is a truth. Like this is deep down what I think. Like Western countries are wasteful and unresourceful because like they pillaged everything, like they've established their countries and developed their countries, a lot of it based on war and colonization. That's why they don't give a fuck about resources. They're like, okay, this is free for grabs. If I
They
need
were
more, I just grab more.
mhm,
It's still what they do, and that's
mhm.
why the war, like the,
Dude, thinking through like a gleaning perspective, because like one thing I feel like the film provided me was the framework of gleaning. Like in a way, colonization is gleaning, but it is truly the ones who glean for pleasure, not because they need it. You know what I mean? Like
but gleaning isn't like destroying everything first and then taking leftovers. Like
that's
gleaning
part
is
of, remember the TV part at the end, like
oh,
people, just destroy and take what they need, the copper stuff, and then, the
but people
parts.
already threw it away, or else
That's
like it
true.
would be
That's
wasted.
true. What's a good word?
Not like
Maybe.
the indigenous people just like kind of left and were like, oh, this land is fucked, let's go. And then like the people came and Columbus was like, oh, this is a good land, let's, like you make good use of it. That is like good.
That's not
Like
what he did.
that's
True.
kudos to you for
That's
doing that, but that's not what happened.
true. We are gleaners. Let's leave this, label clean and pure. It's not something for the colonizers.
It's not. It's two very different things. Yeah.
They're just colonizers. Okay, no more trying to use the framework for them because
Yeah, it doesn't work. It's two different things.
Ouais, ouais, il y a des matelas sur les pavés, récup de rue, rap de récup, des belles machines à bien.
One other thing, like watching this film, like, because Agnès Varda has made a lot of films, and I watch one probably every other year or something because I have other things to watch. But watching this, it truly like reminded me of how much my own personal aesthetics was influenced by her. Because a lot of her like just, weird little like montages and a lot of like it's just me nowadays, like a lot of her aesthetics is just what I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just like reminded me how much of an influence she is on me and my art. And I'm just wow, like amazed by her too. I was gonna ask you before, like, who do you see yourself as? Like, is there a particular cleaner that you think you are from this film? Like, but like my answer, I would let you know it's her. It's
I
Varda.
don't think anyone is me in particular. I just glean for fun. I don't
No,
glean.
there are cleaners who do it for fun though, I think, in this film.
Yeah, but like I think the one that I remember that left a really lasting impression on me was one of the last cleaners, the vegetarian master's degree
No,
teaching English
I
to some
watching
Italian dude.
I was like, that's Sienna.
How's that me? But like I wanted to say like the thing that distinguishes me and him is that he's a vegetarian and I'm not.
But
But
he teaches for no
for
profit.
charity. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
a charity. And
and
that's
to
that's
volunteer.
amazing. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's amazing. Um
and he's a
I like
biology major,
yeah.
master.
I like to do that, but I'm too poor for that, so I still have to teach for money. But it's amazing, and I was like pretty in shock of how he just like picks things off the ground, brushes it off, and eats it. I personally like could not do that. I can't. I just have to wash it. Another thing I noticed here, compared to China is like a lot of the vegetables are so much cleaner. I don't know how they're processed before like they're sent to supermarkets and stuff, but then some people like living here will just assume I don't need to wash it that thoroughly, but I always give it some
Yeah.
water before I put it in the pot.
A few years ago, I like one of my closest friends, like they were just eating unwashed fruits and stuff. And I was like, why are you doing it? And they're like, we need to get the dirt. It's good or something. Like
But doesn't it crunch in your mouth? Like if there's dirt?
maybe there is a reason for it. I don't know, but I didn't want to look into it. So, because I'm still gonna wash it, so it's not anything I need to know about.
Like I guess like but I thought that was for children when you're building your immune system. Like
The dirt is legit good for people.
kind of because there's like rando bacteria and shit in there and then you know, like kids can't be too clean. If you're too clean growing up as a kid, you might be more easy, like it might be more easier for you to develop allergies or like weird diseases early on because you
Mhm.
haven't um yeah, went through those before.
Okay, maybe we should be like the dude, you know, eat food off the ground.
But isn't there like I know there's legislations and stuff about this, but isn't there like what's it called? Residue of
Like,
insecticides or
uh-huh.
whatever
No,
on there?
yeah, that's my fear. And that's
Yeah,
why
that's my
I
fear
try to,
too.
yeah. But like the super fancy, like, do you guys have Whole Foods and
Yeah, we do.
shit? Like, I feel like you can probably eat like the organic ones they have, and then they will be free from the sites.
I'm living penny to penny right now. I can't go eat organic.
But it still amazes me in the film that like there are some like good food and people still throw them in the garbage bins. For what?
No.
Like I was amazed.
I volunteered at like a food bank once,
Hmm.
and I know like I shopped in Whole Foods before, so I know like what they have and what other stores don't have.
Hmm.
But there's like local supermarkets and shops that donate their almost at expiration date stuff to the food bank, and
Hmm.
then people sort it into different like classify into different like categories. Like there's tons of bread. There's like all kinds of cheeses, spreads, and like juice, frozen or not frozen, and there's lots of eggs, there's lots of fresh vegetables, that's perfectly fine. There's also like pet stuff too, like for people that can't afford it. And
Hmm.
then we just like give them out, and a lot of it is labeled organic, and some aren't even like expired yet, or they're just perfectly fine.
Hmm.
And if you don't give them out to people that need it, it's just all gone to waste. And that's why like they encourage the volunteers to take bags home with you, like if you can, if you want them,
Hmm.
to like try to be more resourceful. But a lot of it being like chucked out of supermarkets are just like perfectly fine food, but maybe a little too near the expiration date or expired already for people to want them. But I feel like it's fine, like best before, better after, right? Like
Yeah.
I don't really look at expiration dates that much.
Mm. Not even for dairy products?
I smell it.
True.
Like one cleaner in the thing, like I smell it. And if it's like ridiculous or if I know it's like not right, or probably for like more sensitive products like milk and
Hmm.
stuff,
Hmm.
um, or things that I know I haven't been making an effort to keep fresh for that long, yeah, I have to throw it out. And yes, I do feel like I waste more food than I should sometimes
No,
because
same. Yeah.
I buy more than I need. And that's
Yeah.
something I have to work on.
It's just sad. Like our individual waste is sad enough, but watching just in this film, like visualize.
Tons of it. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
literally tons of it.
Yeah. Like watching it reminded me a bit of sometimes in American television, the American reality television, the amount of waste you can imagine, like on shows such as like House Kitchen, sometimes they will just like do like, okay, here's like 50 lamb legs, chop it into perfect something for the customers. And when people don't do it, Gordon Ramsay will just throw it away. Like he would just berate, look at the waste you've generated from this sloppily cut lamb
Yeah.
leg, and you just throw it away. Like you made it wasteful, you can still cook something out of it. It doesn't have to be like prime cut. You can
So I
just,
really respect the chef, like in this documentary, that
yeah,
is trying to be resourceful. Like that's respectable behavior.
because he comes from like a family of gleaners too. I feel like some of these things are just taught, like you see people glean and you see it as a dignified and respectful act,
Mhm.
and you will just do it because there's no shame in doing it,
There's
you
no
know?
bias in yourself. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. But like for me, like I truly learned it after I started to study away from my parents because they don't find cleaning or thrifting or any of this dignified. They try not to be wasteful, but not in a way that, you know, involves me buying secondhand stuff or using people's quote unquote trash, you know? So it's just like, how can we like as a society better utilize the gleaning framework, or like, you know, see this as something that's truly can help us. Like I just feel like that's something we can take away from this film. Like people need a little bit more gleaning in their life, you know?
Since that a movie from the year 2000, it's still so appropriate now
It's
watching it.
even more like urgent, you know? I feel like if anything, it's probably more wasteful nowadays.
Yeah,
Like
for sure.
I don't know, like the machines, like do they still like miss the lower fruits? And for those, you know, they will just miss them and then they will just go to waste. I don't know
Yeah.
if they,
Upgraded it.
yeah, I don't know.
I know like people still classify food like potatoes if they're too
Too big.
small or too big, then they, throw it.
Yeah. Which I don't understand because I like, if anything, don't you want a bigger one? Like for me, like I don't cook,
You,
so
you
I don't
can't finish a bigger one though, like for potatoes.
or two. That's true. They go bad pretty quickly, I think. I don't know because I don't cook. So like, yeah.
Yeah, like I sometimes when I feel like a lot of the things in my fridge are gonna go bad, I just make it like you can make hot pot or I don't know, just like put some noodles in there and make a weird soup
Yeah,
or
like the person who's like these chicken legs will go bad. I'll cook them today. You know, like just
yeah, that's what I do.
it just makes me sad like watching.
Another
Also,
experience that I'm reminded of, sorry for cutting you off.
no, all good.
When I lived in an Airbnb in Shanghai, and like my host, she was living there with me, right?
Mhm.
And then before I left, like we talked a lot and we had a really great conversations and stuff, and we did each other favors in my few months that I stayed. And she treated me to hot pot like on the last day. And then she was like pulling vegetables and stuff out of the fridge. But then there was like this bag of vegetables that had like one or two leaves that were going yellow.
Mhm.
And she just chucked the whole bag out. And I
Damn.
was like, oh. But I couldn't say anything because it was like her treat and it was her house. So but I was like, it's kind of wasteful. And I don't know. I feel like sometimes when people earn more money and they get more rich, and or if they were like born rich or something like that, like they kind of lose that sense of, food should be cherished and
Anything should be cherished, right? Yeah.
yes, and we shouldn't. Yeah, like another thing. Like not just food, not just like gleaning for food and stuff. Like a lot of things too, like the TVs and stuff. The gleaners like they fix those TVs, which means that it's probably not super hard to fix. You probably don't need like a very skilled mechanic or an engineer to make it work again.
Mhm.
Like if you put in some sort of dedication or some sort of mind power, you're able to fix it themselves. But people are like, no, chuck it away. Just buy a new one. And that's what that I saw a documentary on Netflix like a year ago, and it was on like how the world is becoming more material, like not materialistic, but like how corporates are trying to promote consumerism
Mhm.
by making like even iPhones and stuff, like they just have lower and lower life, like shorter and shorter lifespans.
Mhm.
They're
Mhm.
designed to be that way,
Mhm. Mhm.
and they try to like refrain you from being able to fix it on your own. That's the whole point. And I know that there was this guy that was like fixing iPhones or something or doing something of the sort for a living featured in that documentary. And the Apple people were attacking him. They're like, no, don't fucking do that. Stop what you're doing. Um, and that's ridiculous to me because you're generating so much trash that way.
Yeah, especially like things like iPhones and like anything with batteries are hard to like recycle, right? So it just
Exactly.
Ugh.
This world is like we need a cleansing. We need a purge.
It's just so frustrating. Like I last night, full like story, I was watching this film, but like at points it became really emotional for myself, for me. So like I had to take pauses, and that was when like I saw like a news in China where in Qingdao, do you know this?
Yeah, no, what
Oh,
happened?
okay. No, because like the heat waves are crazy now, like all
Oh,
over.
the old dude.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's where when I was taking a break and I saw the news on my phone. In Qingdao, a place in China that's suffering from major heat wave and it's like 48 degrees or something. And a really good university there, they have been denying their like staff members and like students, AC or just cold air. Um, and then a super nice old guard,
mm,
who like fosters a lot of cats, stray cats in their campus. He was you know, he just collapsed and died from heat exhaustion. And it was like 50-degree in his like little hut with no like ventilation and no air flow. So it's inevitable in a way.
super nice too. He helped like students fix their like bikes or whatever when people needed it, and helped like fix like roads or small gimmicks
Yeah.
and gadgets if students needed it. So the students loved him, and he was um
He was denied his paycheck for like eight
for
months.
8 months. Yeah, 8 months, yeah. And they're trying to like shut the news down about this too.
Of course, because they're fucking corrupt. Like it's
And okay, hot take, but I think like Shandong is one of the worst provinces in
it's
China.
not a hot take, is the correct take.
Okay, good. Like, I don't know. They're still living like in the 19th century or something. Their worldview is so behind, and
It's so
everyone is so
misogynistic.
still, yeah, it's so misogynistic. Like in some parts of Shandong, if people are actually listening to this, but like I don't know, but like they're especially in rural areas, where people are less educated and whatever, women are not allowed to eat with the men on the table, even if it's like them that cooked the food. It's like the stupidest shit I've ever heard. Like when I heard that, like, I don't know, 10 years ago, it's like, what the fuck? You know? This, I don't understand any of that. I don't understand where those toxic traditions came from, and I don't understand like why in the 21st century they still exist to this day. It's absurd.
It's disgusting. Yeah, and like one of the only good Shandong men died in the heat. Like, is that what we want from this society or like from this world where like the good people die because they are cheated out of the rights and the money they deserve, Like it just of course is being trying to, suppressed by the authorities at the school because they don't want this for their admissions cycles, but fuck
It's
you.
pretty well known already. Like I feel like a lot of people aren't gonna apply this year for their,
Yeah. And
I think they also had like a really bad scandal a few years ago, where I think it's also this university that we're talking about. They had like super good dorms for foreign students.
oh geez.
And like the foreign students got like everything, as in a lot of universities in China. That's another thing that I hate, especially
About
about Shanghai
yeah.
too.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's basically like a den for white trash.
Yeah. You don't have to
And
say more.
people,
You know my past with
yeah, like these people, like they're the worst of the worst. They're like incompetent in whatever area they're like, not saying everyone, okay, but like a good majority of them.
yeah.
And even even if you're just a normal person, okay, like get over yourself. But they're just so pampered by Chinese people.
Yeah.
I I don't understand that.
Me neither. Especially like in Shanghai, like you should know better, You should know better at this point
That's
because
that's why I hate Shanghai. That's like my main reason, the main reason that I hate Shanghai, because you see so many, like it's so common on the streets. You see this super hot like Asian like girl
shacked
face
up with an
over.
average white dude who
Not
might
even
not
average. They're ugly.
who might not even be her height. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
one thing about this film too, like although I love Agnès Varda,
I can't believe you can still tie it back.
no,
Good
no,
for
no,
you.
it's like I feel like for me though, it's still kind of easy to discern her white woman privilege in a way. And that's one thing people criticize, and I do see from her films is that a lot of it is a lot of like white girl approach to a lot of these things, like because I don't know how to explain it, but kind of like a flood news, like kind of nonchalant vibe of trying to like portray everything and not being super involved and just like I'm picking up my camera and this is my act of revolution and not really
But
getting
isn't
involved
that
in all
her
that.
style though?
It is her style. Yeah.
So I don't know. I didn't really get.
Like remember the one scene where like she was mimicking the cleaner in the museum and she picked all these weeds and she's
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm dropping the weed and picking up my camera. Like to me, it's my interpretation for that is that okay, my picking up the camera is me doing the work, is my revolutionary act, is me, is
Gleaning
my
a bit from these people that are gleaning.
that's her act of revolution, but it's very much a white girl. She is trying to be leftist, but I don't think she is enough of a leftist. I don't know.
Do you
Um,
mean like it's like kind of like, like a
nonpartisan.
white person like going like, "Oh, I love China. I love Chinese culture," and going like, "I know Chinese," and whole saying like these weird things
That
and
whole
then
thing.
doing like weird things and
It's not the same because she is very endearing, but you know what I mean? Like from Japan, she just gathers. Like there is a bit of a like colonial aspect, not in a way that she's colonizing these places, but she like collects little bits from different cultures and like claims them as herself, as her own. And to me, it's a little bit of like a white French woman's approach to a very, very deserving attention issue. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like she is doing her best within
See, I'm
her own
not like
framework.
sensitive enough for this.
No, it's like it's not you like because like I know her film work. Like I've seen her old film about like Black Panther movement and she's very much the same. She's just documenting these people and like not really getting involved in a way. Which fair,
I think it's
but
because she's non-judgmental, that's why people are willing to talk with her, right? Or
that's
else, like, if she came in already with bias and with like targeted questions, then people would be like, "What do you mean?" And then just walk off because
that's
it's their.
you can still do stuff with your post production stuff, like edit,
Oh,
like
that's yeah,
yeah. Like I
mhm.
don't know how to because like I've been away from academia for a bit, so there are better people than me to talk about it, but um yeah, her non-involvement is an issue for some leftist critics because she is more of like an observer and like making things about her, which is my approach as well. And that's why I'm not a good leftist creator. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I am not an activist in that way, and she is not either. And that's
That is pretty radical, I feel like, because you know, if you're already doing this, it means like you have like a take on this and you're expressing ideas and your personality and your ideas through this, which I feel like pretty clearly show who she is as a person and what she feels, right? Because if this documentary didn't work, um, and we didn't feel the emotions or like the things that she wanted us to feel for us watching this movie, then we wouldn't have this much conversation or this much reflection on what's
true.
going on in our lives and form that connection with her. It's
True.
because like she was putting her dialogue and talking with us in a way that like she saw fit and it works.
True. True. I feel like that's why some people like she is not super radical, but it's good in a way that it resonates with so many people. People don't find her offensive and they are
Exactly.
more willing to listen.
Feels more natural, like you said, you like in the beginning, you don't like the documentary that was so structured and so, like um
Preachy. Preachy.
yeah,
Hmm.
Yeah, exactly. And this is a exact opposite of it, but it worked just as well.
Or even
And
better because we come up
even
with
better.
our own conclusions. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it makes you think instead of just like saying, oh, this happened and then that happened, and then having like people answer things and edit it into ways that we don't know like what he actually said or like what was actually the point, right?
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
that's more like corporate stuff that feels more cold, more far away from us, more distance. But this is like endearing in a way and more intimate. It's a
Mhm.
more intimate conversation for sure.
Mhm. Yeah, a lot of her like contemporaries or like her peers, like the people who make film co-contemporary fuck I'm bad, like people who made film her when she was making films, they do things because she is a part of like the French New Wave where they like challenge the film form. They don't like film in traditional ways. They don't do like the shot reverse shot thing. um
Mhm.
they like do a bunch of weird shit. And to them, like this challenging the film form itself is political, is a way of like challenging traditional ways of viewing and like allowing us to think more about what we're seeing, that kind of thing. Um, yeah, I should have said this shit way before, like way early on in our video, so you know better about her style. But she is very much like a far runner of like what are some new ways we can do film? What are some new ways we can create, and what are some new emotions we can generate out of our viewers? And what are some like in her inserting herself within her films so like frequently and so avidly is also a new thing. So it's just a lot of like new shit she's bringing out to the world, and people are starting to copy, or not copy, learn from her. This is how film
It
could
feels
be.
like a vlog.
In a
She's
way, like she revolutionized vlogs, right? Right?
exactly
Like she
like
is,
her trips and her like her times on the road and how she interacted with the trucks, like
yeah.
that kind of stuff. And with the music and things like and with like random shots and just conversations with people naturally, like that's all very vloggy to me.
Yeah, no, it's her influence, I think.
Using a small camera to like capture moments.
Do you want to watch the second one? Like
I
there is a 2 years after film.
I do.
You do want to watch it. Like, I do too in a way, but
In a way.
maybe we will, maybe we'll like
Yeah.
do like a 20 or 30 minutes of that one because I am intrigued by the teacher who is teaching nonprofit, and he knows all these nutritional values just from his head. I'm intrigued by his life 2 years and
I'm
watching this.
intrigued by their lives 20 years later
No,
though. Like
same,
what
but
are
like
they
the majority of the people, they are living on the fringe, they are living in on the edge. So like I was like, do they survive past COVID? Like that was
yeah,
in my mind.
oh yeah, there was COVID. Yeah, that's true. God.
Like I
But
feel like
she passed away 2019, right?
I forget, but like definitely like reset.
I bought this. It
19, you're right. Yes.
doesn't work well. I don't like it.
I think some of the other color options are better. Like the red one I like.
The red one? Which red one? The cherry one?
The cherry one I like.
Okay, I might get it's so expensive though.
Yeah, I
I
know.
looked at Rex and I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy this. And then I
Did
regret it because there's no color for me.
that one has no color? Isn't that the deepest one?
Yes, there's no color. And it makes me look more dead than I already am during the day,
You can
which is insane.
I think you can try the red one maybe. I like it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're right. She passed away 2019. Sad.
In
Ah,
case anyone was wondering, we were talking about Summer Friday's lip butter balm.
and
Uh,
that, yeah, the butter bomb didn't pass away in 2019. And yes, Varda did.
oh my God.
Encore une main qui filme et l'autre qui est là. Et toujours ces camions. Je voudrais les attraper. Pour retenir ce qui passe? Non, pour jouer.
I really want to watch more of her movies though. She's such a talented person.
You should. The earliest film I've seen from her is called Cleo from 5 to 7, which I think is just the definitive introductory piece because it's not documentary, it's fictional, but it's so girly. It's not in the pink bubbly way, but it's just it tells me all my problems and I see myself like in that way, it's like a woman coming into womanhood kind of thing or accepting herself, that kind of thing. So it's really good. Everything I've seen from her is good. So check her out for sure. Yeah.
And it's French. I can learn from it. Yeah.
Did you gather were you able to glean from the terms, the French?
Not really. Like if you actually try to actively, like I can understand individual words here and there, but French is like super hard listening to because they make everything connected and they speak super fast. I feel like French people in the 2000s spoke slower than they do now.
So in the film they spoke slower?
Yeah, they spoke slower, and it was like, this is a good, really good speed. I wish everyone spoke at this speed now, but it's not. Like they speak so fast. It's really hard to keep up with. And right now, like my reading skills far surpass my listening skills. Like my
Mhm.
listening is still, it's just shit. It's not even anything at all. But my reading skills are like, I would say a two-ish already,
Yeah.
but I don't understand anything they're talking about. And I asked like my friends, like when you just started like studying for English, like IELTS and stuff, how much did you understand? And my friend told me he only understand half of it. Like he could get the words, but he could only understand like half of it. I was like, only half of it? What do you mean? So, but that comforted me in a way because I'm like, okay, so I don't have to actually understand.
The reason we're talking about languages is that like Tiana's trying to study or like get better at French, and I'm trying to re-pick up my German. So we're thinking about
German is such a hard like language. Not hard, hard, but it sounds hard.
it's yeah.
Yeah. It sounds.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I sometimes think that I'm born to learn the wrong native language or something because like my brain just processes Germanic language way better because the grammar just makes so much sense to me. It's so easy to grasp. But for like the majority of the Chinese people I know, they like learn Japanese and like Korean way quicker than I am able to pick any
Mm.
word up. So yeah.
V got offended because I said, well, maybe you were a white man last life, and she got offended.
I was like, why was I mad? Like,
But like this is a very interesting experience for me because this is my first time trying to learn
a
a
language.
language.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Consciously, right? Yeah.
consciously, not unconsciously. And it's hard. So I respect everyone out there that's learning like second languages or speaking multiple languages. It's pretty insane
I
without
thought you learned, I guess, Chinese as like a second language at one point because you were like going to those schools and stuff.
kind of, but you still had immersion, right? Because you picked it up as a kid and you learned it as a kid. It wasn't like you started from scratch.
That's true. It's like
And
you
you had
were like a
immersion.
heritage speaker and then you like learned
Yeah.
it.
And
Yeah.
my parents forced me to speak Chinese at home. Like I could not speak English.
Mm.
I could only speak English if I absolutely forgot a word or whatever. But because primarily because my mom didn't know English, so there was no choice for me there.
See, that's
But
something I also observe. I'm sure you did too. Like a lot of like ABCs, like or like American born Chinese, like they don't speak Chinese well at
yeah,
all. Like they only understand from like listening, but they don't know
yeah.
it. But a lot of
But the
ABKs,
Koreans do. The
yeah,
Korean,
yeah. The ABKs, they're pretty much just bilinguals, like,
yeah,
you
exactly.
know?
That's pretty insane to me.
And I think it's the culture. It's their parents forcing them, like your parents did with you, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And that's a good thing
I think so
because
too.
when I was a kid, like a lot of my friends, and their families were like, "Oh my God, you have to fit into school faster." And then they started speaking with them in English, like in English at home. and then they forgot their Chinese super fast.
Yeah, like I know some ABCs and I observe, them interacting with their parents and just kind of awkward because a lot of times it's just like the parents speaking Chinese at them and they respond in English and somehow they understand each other, but you can't really communicate that way because where's the, you can't be intimate and like know another person by just talking at each other with no like communication. Like when we're doing this, like we both know what we're saying and we're able to bounce back and forth.
Your feelings are conveyed better, like if it's your native tongue,
Mhm.
I guess
Like
English is semi-native for us, like semi-native.
it's just like seeing two people like, saying different languages to each other and somehow understanding each other, but not really because you aren't really able to truly get at the meanings to the other person. The inability to communicate between these like immigration families. I don't know what they're called, but
The divide just gets
like
bigger.
diaspora families. I don't know how they're classified nowadays, especially in America nowadays. Like, do you know like the people who are born in America are being deported to their supposed home countries when they
Oh,
haven't even been there, you
yeah,
know?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
where
yeah.
are they gonna fucking go? Like, where is their
It's
home? It's in
so
America.
traumatizing. Yeah, it's so traumatizing.
Like,
I can imagine.
I can't imagine. Like I forget like one person I read was like 19 or something, and they're going to college, but they can't because they're being deported. And like, huh? I like we're getting so political in this.
No, like this part we can just all cut off. It's like just political banter and
I think
language.
it's not even political. It's just like the personal is political. These are not like our like super radical views. It's just human
Yeah.
rights. You know what I mean? Like sometimes, and like for the Varda thing too, like a lot of things just life. It's just how things are done in the wrong way, and she's trying to shed a light on it. You know what I mean? Like just yeah, like I don't like the way things are, and the personal is political. Like, do you have any other thoughts on the film?
No, no more on the film. I feel like we
More,
talk too much.
more on the life that yeah. But we don't know what we're gonna talk about next episode. Maybe going back to Love Island, maybe 2 years after the Gleaners and I, maybe something else. Maybe Materialists, the new Celine Song movie. Yeah, maybe that one. Maybe Grizzly Man. Maybe fuck the films that we
Something, yeah,
maybe
something.
something. Yeah. You
Stay
can
tuned.
also name your pick anyone who's made it this far. We will watch that one. We're obligated to. It's our promise to you.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
whoever comments. Yeah, till next time. Stay in touch.
Stay in touch.
Okay.